Unless you've been living under a rock for the last 3 decades, you probably heard of Shaquille O'Neal. You know, 4-time NBA champion, 3-time Finals MVP, 1-time League MVP, 15-time All-Star, and Hall of Famer. Since his entry into the league way back in 1992, Shaq has always been more than just a dominant basketball player, making his mark off the court just as well as he did on the court. Shaq was a staple in movies, TV, music, and commercials, making a robust living off the court to supplement his on-the-court earnings that totaled up to a whopping $292 million over his 20-year NBA career. He also earned north of $200 million from endorsements alone during that same time. Although he has been retired for many years, Shaq still earns around $60 million per year from endorsements and various business endeavors to this day. And what you think his net worth is in 2020? An amazing $400 million. So how is Shaq making all this money while not playing a single second on the court? That's what we'll be taking a look at in this video. And before we do, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a thumbs up if you love your mama.
Here you go.
Shaq has certainly came a long way from his rookie season where he admitted to spending $1 million in just 1 hour. When Shaq got his first taste of that rookie contract, he acted like a kid in the candy store and bought things left and right. Before he knew it, he had already spent $1 million. But just what did Shaq spend all that moolah on? His first purchase was a $150,000 Mercedes-Benz. After he bought the car, he got a matching one for his dad and a smaller one for his mom that cost $100,000. It wouldn't have been right if Shaq didn't buy a house for his mom, so that's what he did, and he ended up paying off that house too. After he took care of his parents, he splurged on himself. He bought all the jewelry and clothes, and he was spending money on top of money. By the time you knew it, Shaq quickly spent $1 million in less than 1 hour, but he was not mad or upset about any of that. It was well worth it. My mama is happy, her house is paid for, she had the car that she knows she would never get in her dreams. Mercedes-Benz, my father had one, I had one, I was good, said Shaq in an article on CNN. In spite of that spending spree, Shaq knew he had to be mindful of his finances, which is something a lot of NBA athletes these days aren't so careful with. In fact, an article on Sports Illustrated determined that 60% of NBA players go broke within 5 years of retirement. Over time, O'Neal learned how to manage his money. He knew that he had to educate himself on how to maintain that money that he made and not to blow it all at once.
You get $1 million for an endorsement deal.
And I spend it in one day, and I go buy a $150,000 car. No negotiations. I don't know nothing about negotiations. So I go and I get a black Mercedes because that's what I always wanted. Write the check, and I come home. My father's like, "That's nice. Where's mine?" My mom was like, "Oh, that's nice. I don't want one that big. I want a little one." Now I gotta get suits for the draft. I gotta get jewelry. I gotta get earrings.
Shaq has been active in the stock market and real estate and investing since the 1990s. Shaq hasn't been shy about dipping his massive hands into different businesses throughout the years, especially in the food industry. According to Money.com, Shaq once owned up to 155 Five Guys restaurants, or 10% of the company portfolio. His other purchases include 17 Auntie Anne's, 1 Krispy Kreme franchise in Atlanta, and even a City Complex 12 movie theater in his hometown of Newark, New Jersey. Shaq also owns a Big Chicken restaurant in Las Vegas, not to mention a Shaquille's Burger place in Los Angeles that bears his name. Diesel also invested into gyms and car washes while previously holding a share in the Ring Doorbell company before Amazon did its $1 billion buyout in 2018. Shaq follows a strict investment philosophy, getting involved only if he personally likes the company or product. The aforementioned Ring is a perfect example of Shaq's ideology. Ring is a doorbell camera home security system that Shaq loved so much that in 2016, he tracked down the inventor, bought part of the business, and starred in several commercials for them. On March 22, 2019, it was also announced that he would join the board of directors of Papa John's. With the job, Shaq will earn $8.25 million in salary and stock over 3 years. He also invested $840,000 of his own money to buy 30% of a 9-unit franchise of Papa John's in Atlanta. Being a savvy investor and having a talent for picking winners is a large part of why Shaq has been successful in the venture space over the past 10 years. He also credits luck as playing a large role in his success, as he recalls an instance in the late 90s when he overheard two people in the Beverly Hills hotel talking about a search engine that would change the way we access information online. Upon intersecting himself into the conversation and learning more, he decided that he wanted to invest in the company anyway. That company was Google. And needless to say, Shaq has seen some pretty hefty returns from that investment. Shaq has gone on record to say that he adopted a Jeff Bezos credit on when deciding to invest or not. I heard Jeff Bezos say one time that he makes his investments based on if it's going to change people's lives. And once I started doing that strategy, I think I probably quadrupled what I'm worth.
Service fees.
Right, service fees.
Oh, who's gonna protect your house?
How are you?
That's Shaq? Oh my god.
Needless to say, Shaq has no issue expanding his profile, so long as the company or business in question fits his personal brand and vivacity. He also doesn't hesitate to go against the grain when it comes to adopting business models. While most superstar athletes put their names on shoes that cost hundreds of dollars, his shoe and clothing brand made him a fortune thanks to affordable pricing. Before you think Shaq no longer has ties to basketball, you better think again. Shaq is a minority owner of the Sacramento Kings. In a world where many athletes go broke despite massive paydays, Shaq is thriving in a way few ever do and having so much fun while doing so. The Shaq brand is all about fun. I want to be that guy to make people laugh, Shaq said on HBO Sports. Now that's a wrap. Subscribe if you're new. Appreciate the view. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed. And as always, thank you for watching.